Hello there, welcome back. My name is Ben the Bold, and today we have another edition of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Today we are going to continue on in our Naval Academy, and we are going to try this Torpedo Basics. So, I have not tried this one yet. Let's take a look at it. We have to destroy a slow battleship with just torpedoes. So we've tried to destroy a slow-moving pre-Dreadnought with the Torpedo Boat Squadron. Ooh, it looks like we're going to be building several boats in this episode. So we have $1,750,000 to do it. We're going to build some torpedo boats. We have 25 minutes. Our goal is to sink it. They have 10-inch armor and they will not retreat. So I can either get more torpedo tubes, optimized torpedo propulsion. That will increase the range of my torpedoes, although I'm not necessarily sure that that's going to be super helpful for me here. I can go balanced torpedo tech, or I could just get more money. I think in this case, I might just get more money because that's going to mean more torpedo boats. Although, maybe more torpedo tubes would be good. No, more money, more boats, more targets for them to try to hit. I think this is the way I'm going to go at the start. I'm going to go ahead and just take my range down to very short. Torpedo boats, after all, are usually meant to be right there close to the shore, very short range boats that just kind of zip out of port, shoot off a few torpedoes, and then head on back. I'm going to go ahead and put a tower on it. Let's think. Front tower or advanced tower 1. So we get better spotting. We get plus 7.5 torpedo spotting. Is that torpedoes coming at me so I can just see the torpedoes coming at me? It increases my long range accuracy. I'm going to hope that that increases the long range accuracy of my torpedo as well, of my torpedoes as well. I think I'm just going to get a standard... No, I'm going to get a... I think I'm just going to go with a standard funnel. Maybe... No, just one standard funnel. Is that going to hurt my top speed? Is that going to hurt my funnel efficiency? No. Alright. As far as guns, this isn't going to be very important, but can I put a 4-inch gun on here? I'll put one 4-inch gun on there. We'll see. Maybe I can, at best, start a few fires. Can I put any 2-inch guns anywhere? Like back here? Although, do I really want to use this weight? It's only 3 tons. No, I'm going to... Maybe I'll see about that after I put some torpedoes on here. Let's do one there. 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 Here. So we're going to have quite a few torpedoes. Doesn't look like I can put on any underwater torpedoes. Let's take a look at our engine. Is that going to reduce some weight? That's good. That's fine. I do want these things to be nice and fast. I am not really worried about shells right now. I'm going to do reduced shell weight to just get me under that 350 ton marker. I don't really want to increase my displacement. I might lower my bulkheads. No. Let's make this thing as strong as it can be. I can't put any armor, so there is no armor on here. That's a shame. I can increase maybe the size of my torpedoes. Let's see, if I go to 18-inch, then... Now if I go to smaller bulkheads, I'm almost there. What if I make it just a little slower? To 29 knots instead of 29.5. That gets me bigger torpedo. I think that's going to be good. Standard is going to be fine. Alright, this will allow me to build just 2 torpedo boats. Is that going to be enough? I don't know. Let's go ahead and try it. And if it doesn't work, we'll try something different to hopefully build a little bit more, a few more torpedo boats. Oh, it says some parts are invalid. It's just because I had it clicked. There we go. And here we are, of course, in the actual battle map. I take my 2 torpedo boats and I'm just going to have them go straight at the enemy battleship. I did go ahead and switch that 4-inch gun to high explosive shells. I thought maybe I might get lucky and start a fire up on deck. Maybe that would just distract them, maybe take a gun out of action for just a second. That didn't really seem to be super effective. I only have that one 4-inch gun on each ship, and they have so many more guns. They are just shielding me downrange. Look at this battleship. It is a beautiful boat. I really love the style of the old pre-Dreadnought battleships. I think they just look so cool. as it just steams on by. My two boats are ominously coming in from a distance. They are just looking for an opportunity to shoot those torpedoes that they have. Although, I was a little worried because I was starting to go ahead and take a lot of damage. I didn't want them to get so much closer that they were really in range of a lot of their secondary guns. And I did want them to go ahead and get to a point where they could start shooting their torpedoes. I switched them to aggressive because I was just noticing so many shots coming down off of that battleship. And I thought, man, if I'm ever going to get a chance to shoot off torpedoes, it is either now or never, because that battleship is not going to let me get very close. And as you can see, they are just pummeling that torpedo boat S1. S2 is going to try to come up and take some of the pressure off of it, but they don't seem to be biting. I don't end up getting a torpedo off like I was hoping, and instead they get a lucky shot and really do a number on torpedo boat S2, which means it starts to sink. S1 is in bad damage. One torpedo does just narrowly go by the battleship. It did a great job getting out of the way, issuing those evasive maneuvers as I look at the wreckage of my second torpedo boat and watch as my first torpedo boat starts to sink beneath the waves. I do notice that it does get some shots out. In fact, it looks like there is a torpedo coming in from the battleship. It does get a couple just last hurrah shots out as we kind of watch them go towards the battleship. I don't know if that was going to hit or not, but my boat is just taking so much damage. These two torpedoes, though, are looking to be on track. However, it does not appear that that's going to matter because my torpedo boat S1 has unfortunately sunk, taking all hands down with it. Obviously, that did not work, so it looks like we are going to have to revamp our design a little bit. I think part of my problem was I only had two torpedo boats. I was only able to attack with two boats. They were able to concentrate their fire, and really, I didn't have much of a chance. This is going to be a hard mission, I have a feeling. Let's go ahead and just sweep this out of the way and start from scratch. I'm going to try to make these much, much smaller, I think, because I want to make something like 7 torpedo boats. That would be much better. So let's actually go with the cheapest and lightest tower, which is going to be this one, front tower 1. Let's go with something along the lines of the enhanced funnel, but just one of them. And now I'll have a 2-inch gun, but it's just going to be just for show. Let's look at torpedo launchers. Could I put a torpedo launcher? No, in the front. I still like the idea of the swivel launchers. Okay, so it's these torpedoes that are so expensive, 75,000 each. I still want to make sure that I have plenty of boats, so I'm actually only going to put, well, let's see what happens if I put 3 torpedoes on. So I only have three boats possible. Let's turn down the speed requirements a little bit. Their battleship's only going to go about 19 knots, I think. So 26, 25 would even work. That's going to give me 4 boats. Let's get a better engine. That will reduce the speed, but also increase the cost. So never mind. I'm going to go back to basic steam. I do like having the 18-inch guns. That's going to bring me down to 3 boats. That's still just not as many as I want. I'm going to go with light shells. Reduced ammo. That still just allows for 3 boats. I want more than that. If I bring the speed down even farther to 24 knots. Now these are going to be very slow. That's probably not what I want. Can I bring the displacement down any farther? Well, I can take it down to 0. No, so it looks like that is as low as of a displacement as I can get. I don't think I'm going to be able to fort these 18-inch torpedoes. What happens if I go to 16-inch? Then I can get 4. Let's go to 16-inch torpedoes. And now let's start increasing the speed until I just don't have any more displacement to work with. 26 knots isn't going to be too bad. Looks like I'll be able to build 4 torpedo boats with 3 mounts each with a 2-inch gun. Oh wait, my ship's overweight. Alright, it looks like I'll be able to build 4 of these boats. There are going to be 3 torpedo tubes. I think this will hopefully be better than our last try. Let's give it a shot though. And here I am once again in the battle map. I originally just take all 4 of my torpedo boats and I go ahead and detach them. My goal here is just chaos. I want to send torpedo boats in every which way. I want to send them in front of him, behind him, and of course around him. I knew I would have to get lucky, and I do not end up getting lucky. They end up getting a lucky shot very early on my first torpedo boat. I quickly change its torpedo stance to aggressive so that it will just go ahead and shoot its torpedoes, but it is pretty much dead in the water, and in fact looks like it's going to be going down very shortly. I do send some of my other boats just, again, my goal is havoc just towards the battleship. At this point I'm getting a little afraid, so I start to reattach them, trying to maybe pull them together, make them so that they can shoot out more torpedoes a little bit more accurately. That doesn't seem to be working out though. My first torpedo boat, TBS-1, does end up sinking. Now it's on to TBS-2, 3, and 4 to try to sink this enemy pre-Dreadnought battleship, and it is going to be a tall order. Boom! In almost one hit, a one-hit wonder, I lose another torpedo boat. Now it's just 2 of my torpedo boats. It seems like a lost cause at this point against 1 enemy battleship. I do notice that I did get fire off some torpedoes into the water, but they take evasive maneuvers. They see them well in advance, and I am not able to hit with that first salvo. I end up trying to bring these boats in a little sooner. They kind of started to do whatever they wanted and started to go away from the ship. I'm not really sure. I think maybe they were trying to avoid my sinking ship. But either way, they eventually do right the course and start moving towards the battleship. You can see off in the distance as my torpedoes that I fired from my first 2 boats explode in the water. Their battleship just continues to pummel mine. I once again take some heavy flooding and my second to last torpedo boat sinks. At this point, it's just a suicide mission. I am attacking as fast as I can, just seeing what will happen. And boom, I take a torpedo. That wasn't expected, but I also am going to be lucky enough to hit him with a couple torpedoes. It will unfortunately not matter though, as they hit me and I sink to the deep. And unfortunately, once again, I have failed. However, I really do think that the AI just got lucky in that one. I think I actually did build 4 torpedo boats that could have brought it down. You saw there that in the final minutes of the battle, I did get a few torpedo hits. I think the real trick is just going to be just closing to the battleship. This time, I'm going to try it again. I'm not even going to make any changes. I don't think that there's any way I'm going to be able to get a 5th torpedo boat. I'm going to stick with just 4. I'm going to try it again, and we will see what happens. And the first thing I do is go ahead and switch to line abreast instead of line ahead. That is going to send my torpedo boats out into a different formation, and I am going to close this gap really quickly. I do get lucky here, and they don't get any just big hits right away. That really hurt me in the last try, and it's going to help me a little bit better there. I do end up taking a lot of hits to TBS-2, but at this point now their battleship is having to take so many evasive maneuvers from all the torpedoes that I am sending their way. Again, I have not actually changed my boats in any way. I am just changing the formation in which they're coming in from line ahead to line abreast. Now they are sending just torpedo after torpedo. They're doing a pretty good job evading a lot of these hits, but eventually I do start to land some hits. It does look like they just barely missed that torpedo. I start to bring this torpedo boat that kind of got lost in the mayhem at the very back of the formation back in. It is going to really help me finish off this battleship. Once again, I lose another, well, I took another big torpedo hit, but at this point, I am actually starting to do damage to them. I am hitting them with torpedoes. I ended up bursting their rudder, which is really going to help because they were not able to use so many evasive maneuvers. I once again am going to get a huge hit at the rear of their ship, allowing me to come alongside. This is going to slow them down. I am really pelting them with that little tiny 2-inch gun, but more so, there are more torpedoes in the water. That is going to hit as well. They do sink one more of my ships. I just decide to play it a little cautiously with my last remaining torpedo boat because I know that their battleship is dead in the water. I will once again shoot another salvo of torpedoes. Look at them come in. Here we go. And this should do it. Boom. They will sink. And I am victorious in torpedo basics. Okay, and as I suspected, my design had worked out. Building the 4 lighter torpedo boats with only 3 torpedo tubes in each one did seem to be enough to sink a mighty battleship. So that was Torpedo Basics. Tune in next time when we do battleship versus torpedo boats. I'm really looking forward to this one. I hope you tune in. You should go ahead and subscribe to the channel just so you don't miss the next one. Anyway, I am Ben the Bold. You are you, and I hope you join us for the next Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts.